I think lots of attempts have been made over the years of developing a national voice, but we don't have a voice on the ground. There's service users I know in my area who don't have a voice.
On a local level, you're not really aware of what's happening on a national level. And if you've got a good local group and you can then band together all the local groups, you will naturally get a cohesion which goes up to national level, hopefully.
What I would like to see is from top to bottom to work 100% closely together, because I think we're all working on our own.
The thing is, we've got to actually get organised. And it's like, I was talking to the boss earlier, apparently I've got unions in Holland for mental health service users, and I think it'd be quite good to get that kind of cooperation and unity together.
I can see some of the appeal of a national group in that it would sort of hike mental health issues up the agenda. I'd be concerned about whether it had teeth or not. So if it was just going to be a national talking shop, that would be disappointing, in fact. So it would be interesting to see how it would link with the Department of Health and the powers that be. But certainly I could see that there might be some appeal to have that, because I know that lots of groups across the country, we all talk about often the same issues with sort of perhaps local slants on them, and then about not reinventing the wheel, and I think there is perhaps quite a lot of duplication of work and input and angst over sort of common problems and challenges. So it could perhaps, if it was well organised, be a way of perhaps moving things forward, hopefully quite dramatically.
For the next session, I just want some really brief feedback from each of the workshops, and I'll call them up. If we could have Group Blue.
As you can see, we came up with quite a bit. Top three things were Service User Union, independent funding, and the Service User Union would need a website and teams listening to and acting on real objective service user voice. And lastly, work with the Department of Work and Pensions, Office of Parliament and Housing to reform benefits, making them work for mental health. And that's in the voluntary sessional, so people who are working voluntary sessional, part-time, full-time, receiving training, and during the changeover period between benefits and employment or education. And that's us.
Excellent.
Training needs money to fund it to happen properly, and when we are a trained force of people, we need the resources to pay for the expertise that we bring. We're worth every bit as much as people who are so-called professionals in the field. We have our own expertise, and we all work differently, and we all come from different backgrounds, and we need to recognise and value that. Some people will want very small bits of bite-sized training. Some people will want things that are wider and more all-encompassing. So we need to be flexible and to meet people where they are in terms of their training needs. That's us.
Existing services to be publicised and advertised so that more people are aware about them. We know where to go rather than just being shoved in a dark corner. Professionals re-educated, service user self-help, like buddying and mentoring, because I'm sure quite a lot of people might think that this is a good idea. Who wants to sit in an office most of the time speaking to somebody who's never actually really been through the things that you're going through, doesn't know what's going on in your head? Come on, if you can sit down with a group of people and actually speak about the exact same things, know that you're not alone in the world, then that's got to be better than any medication that they can throw at you, right? Yes. And then listening to young people, which you've all done very well at so far.
Whatever this thing, this entity is, this sort of network, I think people were clear it needs to be user-ran and user-owned. People said, worrying about the host agency, who that is and who they might take over it and blah, blah, blah. I think if it's user-ran and user-owned, and it's whoever helps needs to know that, but also it's important that this network is, democratic and accountable to its network members.
I think you're president.
and independent. See, right. Exactly, all those things. And that we need a clear sort of mission, obviously, and vision. I talked about management bollocks earlier, but there is a lot of good stuff in management bollocks in terms of having a good mission statement, so that we all know what we're signing up to, and have a good vision. I'm all up for visions.